Porsche and Mercedes are pulling back from their full tilt EV shift. That's what I call it. So the phrase in the past was the Porsche and Mercedes electrification, and that matters because it tells you the shift isn't just noise. It's a strategic reset by two premium heavyweight brands. And you should care because this will affect prices, jobs, and which cars you'll actually be offered in the next few years. The big German premium makers are slowing plans, and they're not quitting electrification, they're just rebalancing it. Production costs, weak EV demand in some markets, and fierce competition from low-cost Chinese brands are forcing many of them to rethink what they're doing right now. And this will mean more hybrids, longer life combustion engines, and delayed battery factory rollouts. It's happening even here in Canada. The sponsorship of electrification battery factories are dying. So if you want clear updates on which car tech and pricing, where they're heading, subscribe and turn on the alerts. Just a few years ago, many executives, they promised near-term all-electric lineups, and that plan hit two hard facts. Batteries cost more to make than scale than expected, and customers slowed down when subsidies fell and prices remain high. Companies are facing the maths. The margins actually matters. Now, if EV production gorges on cash with little profit, the finance team will push back. And this only shows that managers, well, the experienced ones, they are paying attention more to the KPIs, and the KPIs matters. It is actually the key performance indicators that determine whether or not that company is scalable. Now, Porsche's recent move is a prime example. The company has cut back on plans to scale its cell-force battery production and will shift the entire research and development rather than doing mass cell manufacture. And this decision followed an internal reassessment of the demand and the scale of the economics right now. Porsche paused plans to expand cell-force's battery production. The firm said production volumes didn't justify full-scale in-house cell manufacture and reorganized cell-force to focus on cell and system development. That reduced the plan for the German-based cell production and triggered staff reductions at the cell-force unit. And this is all being done without the assistance of AI upon us. The company went on to say that it will keep the Taycan and electric Macan on its roadmap, but it will cut back on other all-electric ambitions and move some projects to hybrid or ICE launches instead. And this isn't just a small tweak. Volkswagen Group and Porsche reported a sizable hit tied to the strategic reshuffle. Volkswagen later disclosed that a multi-billion-dollar euro impact related to slowing Porsche's EV rollouts, and Porsche flagged profit pressures from postponing or changing planned electric programs. All I want to say, I told you so. The company estimated an operating profit impact on the region of about 1.8 billion euros tied to this strategic shift. And that's not pocket change. It shapes what projects move forward and which ones are getting shelved. Mercedes actually told investors that it will not force a 100% fleet switch by 2030 in markets where demand and infrastructure actually don't support it. Electrified drivetrains like their BEVs and PHEVs may reach up to 50% of sales by the late 2020s rather than earlier targets. Mercedes also said it will continue to develop combustion engines and hybrids, and it will delay adding large battery cell capacity until demand and economics justify it. I will just add and say the current economic conditions are beating the crap out of them. And that position came from senior management after they saw sales below earlier forecasts and stronger competition in some regions. Neither brand re-announced electric cars. They're adjusting plans to match reality, and that means keep EV development for segments and markets that actually make sense. They're going to keep hybrids and improve combustion engines for the rest, and this will avoid a massive capacity build that will actually sit idle. Now, it's a corporate risk control. They protect profit margins and shareholder value. They also preserve the option to scale later if demand recovers. Electric car uptake in Europe, it has been swinging up and down. Subsidy pullbacks, general economic softening, and affordability pressure slowed private buyers in several major markets. When governments cut the incentives, consumers who were near the margin actually paused in buying, and charging networks are still lagging in many places. All this reduces the short-term pool of buyers willing to pay a premium for EVs. Chinese EV makers BYD, Xpeng, Leap Motors, and others, They pushed hard into Europe and grabbed share by offering well-priced cars with strong tech packages. And in 2025, these brands nearly doubled their share in parts of the European market and even posted big year-on-year gains. That price competition forces premium European brands to rethink their pricing and production strategy if they want to keep their margins. BYD and other Chinese brands are now major players across multiple European countries. EVs actually cost more to build. Batteries are a big line item. Until battery cell costs and scale improve, EVs often yield lower profit margins than other vehicles such as petrol and hybrid models. The more sensible thing for these major auto brands is to protect margins with hybrids and ICE in core markets. Sell EVs where margins are acceptable in volumes. If you're shopping right now for a car, expect more hybrid options and more refined combustion models being offered longer than you might have thought. And don't be surprised if some promised full electric launches arrive in limited markets. If you want an EV, you have to shop for particular deals. Manufacturers may offer incentives and Chinese brands often undercut the price. If you value resale predictability, watch fleet sales and local market share trends. Where EVs sell well, resales stay stronger. Supply chain and battery factories get rescoped. Some planned battery capacity projects will be delayed or slowed down. Suppliers focused on pure EV volumes face more pressure. Dealers and service networks, they may shift trading priorities, more hybrids in the mix. Local economies that counted on battery plants or EV assembly may see slower growth if projects stall. And those are real costs beyond production lines. Policymakers, they still push emission targets and timelines. The EU sets strong CO2 goals that push automakers towards electrification. But the tariffs, trade disputes, and subsidy changes all shift the economics right now. Policymakers, they can slow or speed the transition. The maker's current stance reflects both market signals and regulatory uncertainty. But here are some of the things you have to look out for next. One is battery cell announcement. Big factory builds that get shelved or scaled back are a clear red flag that demand or economics isn't adding up. Another thing is the quarterly EV sales and registration trends in your market. These numbers reveal demand changes faster than strategy statements. Number 3 is price moves. If premium brands, they start offering heavy discounts on new EVs, margins are under pressure and production will follow. Number 4 is Chinese EV imports and new tariffs. New tariffs are local moves. They could change the price competitiveness quickly. The question is, will Porsche stop making EVs? No. Porsche will continue EV research and development and sell models like the Taycan and the Macan EV, but it will limit the large-scale production and delay or switch some projects to hybrid or ICE, where the numbers actually don't add up. Is Mercedes going back to petrol only? No, I don't think so. Mercedes, they delayed a firm 2030 all-electric target in some markets and will keep offering hybrids and combustion engines in the 2030. It plans more flexible production and will add battery capacity only if demands justify it right now. Another question is, should you wait to buy an EV until prices fall? My answer is price is your main constraint, waiting actually can make sense. If you need lower running costs or local incentives, calculate the total cost of ownership for your likely usage. Battery prices trend down, but market timing is uncertain at all times. Another big question is, will Chinese brand take over Europe? They're gaining market share quickly in EV segments, and that will alter competition, but tariffs and brand perception will limit a full takeover in the short run. You can expect stronger price pressure and faster tech adoption from the EV entrants right now. Porsche and Mercedes adjusted because the numbers force them to. And that's not a retreat, it's a pragmatic reset. For you, that means more choices, hybrids, refined combustion models, and EVs where they actually make sense. Watch for the registration and Chinese brand moves if you want to predict where pricing and availability go next. I'll continue to keep abreast of the market, and you should too by subscribing and liking this video, and I will catch you in the next episode.